It's a beautiful March day in the Treasure Valley, and we're looking at a couple of shrubs today that we're going to try to do some severe pruning and cut back on for some training purposes for our company, Blue Ribbon. This is a dogwood shrub, and if you look at it closely, you can see a lot of dead limbs down inside there.
Here you can see a more in-depth look at all the dead branches and limbs inside the dogwood, and we're going to cut those out.
So what we're going to do is do some cuts called stooling cuts, where we're going to completely reduce and eliminate all of the dead and open this thing up so sunlight can reach down inside and clean it up so that it's a presentable shrub again and rejuvenate it. What we're looking for, at least initially, is cleaning out the dead with this stooling cut. You just down inside, we've got some of these old dead canes that are doing nothing except for blocking sunlight. So we're going to go in and remove all those. And the rule is we're not ever taking more than 30% of the plant out, but dead is actually not included in that. So we can remove all the dead to start with, and then we'll look at rejuvenating the 30% from there. So we've got all the dead out. You can see the pile of branches there. You can see this shrub had a large amount of dead interior foliage, and what we took out was just primarily dead plants, stems, dead stems. And you can see it's opened it up quite a bit. This is going to allow a lot more light to go in, and so now we'll make some more opening cuts and get it cleaned up for you. Again, this is the finished product, and there's always more that could be done on these shrubs, but in lieu of time we'll keep it concise. This shrub had a lot of dead in it, and it probably should have been cleaned up a couple years ago. But what will happen now is new growth will start to develop out of the lower rootstock here and fill in these areas as the sunlight goes down into it. And then as you work on this shrub each year, you can continue to remove the older canes and replace them with new rejuvenated ones. So that's a shrub rejuvenation for this dogwood. Hope you liked it.
Alright, so we have this forsythia shrub that has just been hedged with a hedge trimmer, probably since it's been planted, and it's beyond repair as far as thinning out. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this thing down to the ground, and we're going to promote new growth, and then I will do a follow-up video on this midway through the season, and we're going to see what happens with it. So I'll go ahead and cut it down to the ground. So as you can see, this forsythia we cut down to the ground because it was just mostly dead. Cut that down in the spring, and now you can see all this new growth, and now we'll be able to prune it and thin it out correctly. So we did a good job. So you can see here this potentilla we cut down to the ground when it was dormant early this spring, and tons of new growth has came up from it, and it's looking really good and healthy. And so I'm going to show you also one that we chose to not cut down to the ground, and see what it looks like as well. So as you can see, this potentilla we chose to not cut down to the ground, and you can see the big difference. You got a lot of dead growing in there. The top part looks pretty healthy, but overall I think the other one's going to turn out a lot better than this one. So this fall, once everything goes dormant, we'll cut this one down to the ground as well.